Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube? This is SCL0320. I am back for a brand new TV review. So, last week's episode was just, it was one of the best of the series. And I'm not saying that this one isn't as good, which it's not, but it's a different continuation that you would ever imagine, because the last episode of Flash, and I think it was the name of it was Out of Time, Barry runs so fast going back and forth on the beachfront that he actually breaks the time barrier officially. Like, it was one of the most epic moments, because it was like in the beginning of the episode, he was running and trying to catch something, and he saw like a shadow version of himself to the left. And then in this one, as soon as he broke through, he looked to the right, and that was the past version. And then he realized he had just went to the past. And it was just so epic, because what happened at the end, I mean, the tidal wave that was heading towards the city, I mean, all of a sudden, like, Barry had the opportunity of being able to really connect with Iris on a deeper level and actually be able to have her potentially. And then he showed her his secret. It was like, it was a dream come true, but the worst kind of disaster ever. And then in the beginning of this episode, you realize that Barry is like, okay, well, now that I have this opportunity, maybe I can make a change of everything that happens. So the name of this episode is Rogue's Time, or Rogue Time. The Flash learns that Captain Cold and Heatwave have returned to Central City. This time, Snart has brought along his baby sister Lisa, aka Golden Glider, to help wreak havoc on the city. So, case in point, butterfly effect, like I suggested. Because he went back and changed the fact that the Weather Wizard was not the one that created that disaster, he put him away immediately. It caused a ripple effect that literally grounded everything on a different story arc, basically, because at the end of the first one, you find out, it's the big reveal that Harrison Wells is Eobor Thawne, like the Reverse Flash, like Black Flash, whatever you want to call him. Like, he is the worst kind of bad guy, come from the future. Find out he was stuck here for 15 years because of what he did, and even though he wasn't deliberately trying to kill Barry's mother like he did, and so he admitted to all that, and on top of that, he killed Cisco, and so all the things that happened got erased. And in this episode, you see how they alternatively turned out. Like, even with Barry's relationship with Linda, that gets to kind of a resolve, because in the last episode, like, when he ran away with Iris and everything was happening and the emotions would rise and stuff like that, he had to go. Like, Linda was trying to tell him something, and you find out what she was trying to tell him in this. And then, because he went and stopped Weather Wizard, now you got Snart that's come back, not only with Heatwave, but also with his sister, and they just wreak havoc. And then, I think the best part of this episode that I thought wasn't going to be, because in the beginning, like, I'm going to be very honest with y'all, like, I was like, man, this is not as overwhelming as the last episode. Like, I was like, I'm not feeling it, you know? And so I was like studying like Cisco's relationship with his brother Dante, and I thought it was kind of like really kind of played out and stuff like that. And then I realized there's some deeper levels to Cisco's mythology and his character and his biography that I didn't realize, and it was really interesting studying how the dynamics between him and his brother. And I kind of felt like what was kind of going on or how it was going to go, but then when it kind of happened, like, and lives were put in danger, like, I was like, okay, this is one of the better parts of this episode. So I really like what they did with Cisco and his story arc for this one, because what happens to Cisco is a byproduct of what Barry's done. Everything that happens is a byproduct of what Barry's done. But then what's the worst thing is the fact that Barry doesn't know that Harrison Wells is the ultimate bad guy. And so the first person that he goes to for help, of course, is Harrison Wells. And he can't tell anybody that he has made a change, because he doesn't know if he tells them what other ripple effects it will cause. And I mean, to me, I think the damage is done. Like, everything now is set into a whole different sort of motion. And I think that, I don't know, I don't want to speculate too much, and I might go back and do a spoiler review. I'm gonna wait to do the spoiler review until Joe can be at it. Check out the episode and we'll do it together. But one of the things I didn't like about this, and I mean, I understand where it happens, but I think it's with Iris's reaction that's different from the last episode. And I mean, I understand why they did it, and I think that even Harrison Wells kind of explained it to Barry of how certain things can change based on the emotions and based on the reactions. But it's like, oh, it really sucks. It's like I wanted the thing to happen, and that's what I was worried about. I'll be quite honest with y'all. The last episode, what I was worried about is that I felt like everything that was going to such a huge epic moment, and then we finally get what we were wanting, which is him going into the past and figuring out time travel. I was like, man, I might not like this new time zone and like the things that have changed. And I mean, I kind of felt underwhelmed, but at the same time, towards the end, the middle and towards the end made up for it. It really did. And especially like the after credits. Like every time you see that little flash emblem, then after that, it's always something that goes down, and then Barry makes a serious discovery, and his discovery is going to change the course of everything. And I mean, if he hadn't gone into the past, or if he had stayed, like, I think it would have all come to this conclusion regardless of the fact. And so, I mean, it was a good episode. I think I'd give the episode maybe like a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. It wasn't, to me, like on the level of the last episode. It just really wasn't. I'm trying to think of other things that I liked. There was some serious stuff that happened with Captain Cole and what he threatened, I guess, Barry with. And then there was a moment in the woods where Captain Cole and Barry kind of confront each other. I thought the dialogue for that was really interesting, and I didn't know it was going to go that level. I think that this episode was probably the least amount of CG they've used throughout the whole entire series, and they introduced another weapon with the Rogues when it comes to Snart's younger sister, Gold Glider. And if y'all knows the character, then y'all kind of know what that's going to be about. But yeah, I mean, I think to me, the favorite parts of me was definitely Dante and Cisco's relationship. And I'm trying to think of anything else I really liked about this. I hated how things changed. I think I hated it on the side of Iris, Eddie, Barry. I hate how things are now, because now it's more difficult. But I'll say this, that Joe, who is in my opinion like the most epic kind of dad for Barry, he does something really interesting in regards to Iris and what he says to her. Just pay attention to it, because that was a seriously awesome fatherly moment. Like, I give credit where credit's due for Joe on that one. That's all I can really say. Definitely check out the episode, because it's worth checking out. I mean, Flash is one of the best shows on TV. You can't go wrong with most of the episodes. This one, like I said, it was a little bit underwhelming coming from last episode, but I still really enjoyed it, you know? And definitely going to go through a full-on spoiler review for it whenever Joe gets back from work. He's hard at work, doing big things, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully y'all enjoyed my review. Please leave a like if you did. If you have any comments on your thoughts about the episode, please leave them below. And definitely wait for the spoiler review to come out for The Flash. I'm going to go ahead and get caught up on Walking Dead, because I am 2 episodes down. So maybe I might do a review for that tonight too. So I'm going to go check out episode 14 and 15 of Walking Dead, and hopefully y'all enjoyed this review. This is SCO0320 signing out. Later, everybody. Enjoy that Flash episode. CWTV.com. Woo!